The Intelligence Human Voice Podcast Network. The Intelligence Human Voice Podcast Network. With the Pat Man, on the wheel. Music and talks on the Intelligence Human Voice Podcast Network. Yeah. This is the Intelligent Human Voice Podcast Network. From the Bay to LA and beyond, this is your host, the Pat Man, here to edutain your consciousness for a few moments as we engage in conversations and topics of the heart in wellness, small business, arts and science, and of course, the multi-talented conscious voices of the multi-intelligent human being that is you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. It's an awesome, beautiful day. It rained last night. We did a rain dance. Been doing a rain dance and chant all week long because California was on fire. So, before we get into this, we want to give a extra special shout out to all the folks who are, who have friends and family and everywhere that's out there, celebrating Thanksgiving. That was the song coming up, but we're going to play that a little later. Happy Thanksgiving. I've been getting this launch off for quite a while. We're going to go live today because I'm heading off to dinner with some friends for Thanksgiving. We're going to be all over the place, but I want to get this 40 days and 40 nights of prosperity. It says that if you, there's a Christian principle, mystical Christian principle that says, you do something for 40 days and, things change. Consciousness is awakened. It's realized. Consciousness to the truth that is you, that is I, that is whatever it is that you're trying to put out there in the world. So the podcast network is my baby. It's the one that's going to connect business, wellness, conversations, and talks and whatnot. On this show today, though, I'm going to let the rhythms ride for a minute, and we're going to get into this. We're giving a special tribute to Stan Lee, the pop icon, the modern pop culture icon of the comic book and superhero-based entertainment that we all have been, I know myself, have been enjoying since birth. That's crazy. It's all I've known is comic books and Batman and Superman and all that. We also want to give special recognition and acknowledgement to our sister Kim Porter, a beautiful angelic soul of a sister and a mother and I'm sure awesome friends, all her close friends. Kim Porter, the actress, she passed away, I believe, last weekend, and it's still real fresh in our soul. So we want to give a special thanks and gratitude to the families and their mourning for, just being a part of the human existence. When one person passed, we all feel it. So our hearts go out to Kim Porter's family, along with P. Diddy. I can't imagine, losing close friends and a woman that you were really close to. I didn't even know they had kids together. I don't know anything about anyone's business, but that's actually awesome. Also want to give a special thanks to the family of Stan Lee. I mean, thank you for giving us Stan Lee all these years. It's so fantastic. So Before I get into this, I want to give a really awesome shout out to a lot of people because, believe it or not, I have to share with you that I spent about 6 hours on the phone with Spectrum Internet Services the other day. I had to play around with the internet because it hadn't been consistent for a long time. Turns out that they were experiencing a nationwide outage. I have to believe them because, I've been experiencing intermittent issues, and I wanted to make sure the podcast went through without a hitch. So, let me give up some extra special thanks and gratitude of what I'm thankful for, because without any of these businesses and their technologies and the awesome people behind customer service that when you pick up the phone, they're just so nice and ready to help you. I complained a lot, saying that customer service wasn't what it was, but it's getting better with time. So I want to acknowledge right now, before we get into the tribute to Stan Lee and his awesomeness, I wrote a list, and here it is. I want to give special thanks to sweetwatersound.com. These guys are so amazing. It might be Sweetwater Sound, but it's Sweetwater Sound, and they are responsible for getting me up and running with Personas, the Personas software, and using all the equipment that I use. Thank you very much, Josh and Justin, for answering my calls. They even call and check in on you, even if you haven't bought anything. That's what I'm talking about. I want to check and make sure that all the equipment that you have purchased is working well, and if they can help. And they're really awesome people. And they send you candy whenever they send out your equipment. I don't know anyone who does that. That's so awesome. Also want to give extra special thanks because we wouldn't be able to do this without Spectrum Internet Services. They're working hard to do what they do. It can't be easy, so thank you very much. I want to give extra shout out to Stephen K. Stephen K is the creator of the Korg M3. The Korg M3 is the beast that I bought over 10 years ago. I'm still learning. It's a workstation, sampler, the whole nine, 88 weighted keys, and it is what you're listening now is some of the music I created on the Korg M3. So Korg, it was my first workstation, professional workstation. It's bumping up my piano playing exponentially. So I want to give it up to Stephen K for creating the Korg M3. Also want to give it up to Sony, Bayer Dynamics, the LA Department of Water and Power, LA Small Business Association, the LA Finance Department, Roland Boss, Event Monitors, Personas, the Spreaker platform, Google, Spotify, and the podcast veterans who have got me started on this path of, monetizing my podcast. And I think it's a great idea. That's exactly what I want to do. So I want to give love, gratitude, and expression to everyone who has come through to make all this happen for everyone who actually has a podcast. So namaste, namasta, namu akusa. Yes. So I don't have anyone in the chat session. We're doing this live. I don't have anyone in the chat session. So this is the first show. I'm going to do an announcement first to let us know if we're going to do live. But every day, we're planning 8 o'clock every day for the next 40 days. We're going to do a podcast, have a few interviews, have a lot of businesses that I've reached out to, a lot of more businesses I need to reach out to, and have them on to talk about their awesome business products and services, because, that's all I dabble in is the good stuff. Before I go into this, I'm going to talk about my background a little bit. I have a background, 30 plus years in facility management and operations. I've built a few .com companies before I moved to LA from the Bay Area. And I set out to create my own multimedia studio, and that's what I've done here in downtown LA. And I had my own radio show when I first moved here to LA. And after a good run of that, I said, you know what, I could do this in my own studio, because you had to pay for the services, pay to play. They plug you in and you have your own show. So I went under Jake O'Neill, the Jake O'Neill Show. And it was cool. I said, you know, I can do this myself. And things were changing. We were still recording onto tapes. They may still be doing that, but everything's gone a lot more digital, and the technologies that allow us to stream even faster it's available now. So, and before I get into this, I said I was going to plug another awesome plug for the audience here. If you have any issues with legal matters, I don't care what it is, there is help. And a lot of people don't know this here in LA, especially in LA. I'm sure they have it in other counties and everywhere. But there are free services open to the public. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to just go to court just to pay tickets and handle legal stuff. There are people there that can help you. One of the awesome pamphlets that I came across is the LA Law Library. And you can go to www.lalawlibrary, all one word, .org/classes. They actually offer special classes throughout the month. You missed a whole bunch, so I'm going to run them by you real quick to let you know some of the subjects that they're talking about that they did offer in November. One of the first ones was dealing with debt, where you begin. That was like $10. Paralegal Lit, that was $20. That was on November 10th. Appeals, making your case and persuading the court. That's a free workshop. Most of them are free, or they run between $10 and $20, but majority of them are free. Here's the big one for folks. Landlord Tenant, where you begin. That's actually coming up on the 30th, so you have time to go to that. It's free from 12 o'clock to 1:30 p.m. It's called Landlord Tenant, where you begin. So I imagine they're going to have a few experts there in the legal fields to answer any questions. But this is an awesome resource. Also, one more plug here. To get legal information on legal topics 24 hours a day, you can go to smartlaw.org. Smartlaw.org. You know, it's a great way to find qualified lawyers and get legal information. I should know about all of this stuff because not because I've been involved with the law, but I've been, standing up for my rights where I needed to. And that's what it's all about. If you're not standing up for your rights, then you pay somebody to do it for you. That's right. We're almost at the 15-minute mark, and we haven't even talked about Stan Lee. That's how quick time can fly. So if you're listening in your car, or if you're listening in your smart speaker, you can download the episode on Spreaker.com/IHVP Network. And that's where you'll find previous episodes from the first launch of the show and the future shows, in which there's going to be 40 episodes back to back. That's right. I'm uploading a show every day. I'm recording every day for 40 days. If I've reached out to you as a business or a person to have you on the show, you need to contact me. We need to set it up. Or not. The world is huge, but I would love to have you on the show and talk about some things, in particular your business, what you're doing, and we'll write it out, or we'll just talk about it. Anyway, I want to talk about Stan Lee. Stan Lee passed last weekend, and it was a trip because there was a lot, what I want to call it, an emotional roller coaster of emotions. I'm a very empathetic person, And I felt everything. I felt everything. And at 1 minute I'm feeling awesome because I'm writing up episodes, what I call episodes. I don't call them episodes. Episodes every day. I'm feeling good at one moment. Then I go to scroll on, some of the social sites, and I hear, fires here, fires there. President is saying this. People are saying that. Stan Lee passed, Kim Porter passed. It was just a lot of emotions going on, and you have to learn how to, distract from that. So I'm learning as I go because I don't do well with death. I don't think anyone does. The passing and transition of a loved one, but I had to learn to counterbalance that. And what I learned was that podcasting, in a nutshell, is me talking to myself, because right now I have no audience. There's about 8 subscribers. I have tons of people following me on Instagram and Facebook. There's a lot of folks following me on Facebook, but people don't follow on Facebook. They're following on Instagram and all the other platforms. But this site will be available via YouTube, via SoundCloud, all at one time. It goes out dispersed to all the platforms, so you'll be able to listen to all the podcast shows, all the episodes on every platform. What I wanted to talk about was Stan Lee. Stan Lee, as far as I've been on the planet for decades. Not gonna give up the age, but I don't really care. I'm in my late 40s, and Stan Lee. The thing I remember about Stan Lee is waking up on Saturday mornings watching Spider-Man, and it's his voice. Hey, true believers, here's welcome to Spider-Man, and Spidey gets into. He would narrate, what's going to happen, and then in between the commercials, he'd come back, and that's what I remember most about Stan Lee. And then as we became adults, I never got away from comics. I have a collection. If you ever been over here to the Pat Cave, and I even named it the Pat Cave after the Bat Cave, because it's technologically advanced. It's got all my stuff. And then I have all my collectibles and a few comics. But I own probably every animated Marvel and DC movie ever created. And there's another one coming out, more on DC side than Marvel. Marvel did mostly movies, whereas to DC have cranked out a lot of animation over the past 20-something years. So, but Stan Lee influence was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby who worked together at one point, and started the comic books in the early 60s. I can't say enough about the man. There was an actor who said something so disrespectful. I'm not even going to mention his name. He doesn't exist to me. And I'm going to pray for that guy because, someone like Stan Lee who transcends over, every age, every older people, younger people are watching his movies. They're going to comic book stores. They're going to Comic-Con. You should see the line that's at the convention center whenever there's a Comic-Con related event going on. One time the line was wrapped around all the way down Figueroa to 23rd Street. Not kidding you. I believe that was Anime Con. So that's how much Stan Lee has inspired the imagination, and keeping us moving forward, that anything is possible. Anything is possible with your imagination. You just got to use it. Just got to use it, not abuse it. And I want to say a whole lot about that. Stan Lee, his work speaks for himself. True Believers, Excelsior, he's responsible for Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk. I associate with the Incredible Hulk because, it's that rage inside of you that got to move. You know what? My friends are probably calling soon saying, yo, where you at? We got to pick you up. We got to do this. We got to do this. We do have to eat, but, I woke up kind of late and started kind of slow. So, little technical issues. I'll take a a quote from Caitlin Frost on The Flash. Sometimes you just gotta, reset. That's the IT thing. Just reset everything, restart it, boot it back up. It should work again. Final statement before we get out of here. I know time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. As the pop culture continues to grow with comic books inspiring artists, writers, musicians, the whole nine, this is a culture. It's $1 billion business that's not stopping anytime soon. So I just encourage you to visit your local comic book store. There's about 3 or 4 of them throughout the area of like USC to Culver City. I know there's 3 of them in Culver City. Not too many here in downtown LA. I want to change that. Also, go to the comic book store. Spend some time reading, buy some, share them with your kids. Talk to the clerks. There's some awesome associates in there that work and knowledgeable about the comic book universe. I know it's hard to catch up if you haven't in a while, but these guys are really on point most of the time, and they'll share with what you need to be watching in the series or what you need to be reading and the series that follows. Also, on our next show, a couple shows in, I did a tribute with a guy named Rio Serra. I met Rio 2 weeks ago, and he was on the show. We did 2 live body art paintings here in the studio while he doodled his art on some awesome young models, beautiful young models. And we just talked about his thing. So give it up to Rio Serra and my buddy out there, Alfonso, who brought him over to the Pat Cave. So we did a 3-part series with Rio Serra as the body painter, who was also on Netflix. He was on a Netflix show. I can't remember the show right off. Sorry, man. But you can find him all over Instagram if you want to see some of his work. The website for the Intelligent Human Podcast Network is rocking and rolling. It should be up in the next couple of days. You'll be able to see the transcript for this show as well as all the 40 shows that are coming. And I hope the subscriptions go up. People tune in. There's so much we were going to cover with, like I said, we're going to cover the legal industry. We're going to cover business in the cannabis industry, health, wellness, because I believe if you don't have your health, what do you have, right? Okay. So on that note, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get my Thanksgiving grub on. And remember, this was live, but it's going to be available on the site, Spreaker.com/IHVP Network, all one word, and you can hear today's show. I'm going to go get my grub on. I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving. This was a great first launch into what's coming. 40 days of this. I'm not stopping. I'm doing a podcast every day. The idea is to do a podcast show every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday, speaking of Sunday, Sunday has this in North Hollywood vegan street fair. And it's at the last stop, North Hollywood, across the street. You can't miss it. I couldn't believe how much the vegan culture has caught on, especially in LA. So much great food, so many awesome smiling faces, people talking about the food. So that's where I'm going to be on Sunday. You should join me, rain or shine. I think it happens. I'm not sure. But the vegan street fair. It's happening in North Hollywood. And I'm going to leave you with this note. I wrote it, so I got to say it. With a sound body, rhythmic mind, and an awesome soul, we encourage you, the co-creators of our very existence, the creators, the artists, the young entrepreneurs, the enlightened, conscious, business-minded people, the awakened people alike. Subscribe, share, send more love into the world all the days of your life, remembering you, reminding you to smile because somewhere somebody needs it. All right, I need it, you need it, we need it. This is the Intelligent Human Voice Podcast Network. I'm your host, the Pat Man, and I'll see you for the next 40 episodes. That's right, we're doing this. Again, thank you again for the good folks at LA Law Library for all they do to provide these classes and services. And again, that website is LA. Well, no, let me say it because it looks like LA, but it's LALawlibrary.org/classes. Their number is 213-785-2516. And information, you can register with them and do, I strongly recommend that you participate in some of their classes. I'm going to participate myself. Can't even talk because I'm hungry. All right, I got to get out of here. Peace, love, and soul.